Hello, everyone, and welcome to this sort of special edition, of the United Gamedom Podcast in a way, because this is going to be solely about a certain game that came out last month, and myself and my co-host pretty much played a ton of over the last month, and I'm actually currently playing it again in New Game Plus. That game is, of course, Dark Souls 2. Of course, the sequel to the fantastic Dark Souls, that came out back in 2011. And of course, I am joined with my fellow Souls aficionado now, in the United Kingdom lineup. It is, of course, Derek. Hello, Derek. How you doing this weekend?
Hello. Good, good. Just got back from seeing Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I'll probably be going to go see that next week, though. Maybe when I don't know. I'll probably go see it when I'm in Glasgow, or probably just go when I come back and go see it then. Because I meant to go see that. For it's been out here
Yeah,
a few weeks now.
it's really, really good. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies, right up there with Avengers. It's really good. I'm glad it turned out well after Iron Man 3, which I thought was probably one of the worst, or definitely one of the worst superhero movies. Thor 2 was great, and Captain America was even better, the second one. So, highly, highly recommended.
Just before we move on, to the tangent, what did you think of the first Thor and Captain America films?
I thought they were good. I didn't have any issues with them.
Alright, okay. Yeah.
But the sequels of both were better than the first, I thought.
Yeah. I haven't seen Captain America yet, but I went to see Thor though, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you're saying that the Captain America is even bad, then I've got something to look forward to then.
Definitely.
Yeah. But anyway, back in the matter of hand here, Dark Souls 2 came out last month on the 360 and the PS3, and it's coming out here next Friday not next Friday, the following Friday, PC on the PC, and are you going to get the PC version?
No.
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 I am getting it though, and
I'm good enough with the console version.
Yeah.
I watched that quick look on Giant Bomb, and I mean, it's a little better looking, but I don't think it's dramatically better looking. So I don't know. I'm fine with the console version.
Yeah, it just seems fine though at the moment though. Like, I'm really not going to pay the full price. I'm getting it for like 20 odd pounds. So yeah, I'm pretty much on shop too. I'm not going to pay like 40 quid on flipping Steam. It's like, yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm not paying full price, but I'll probably get and probably play the third again down the line, which I'm pretty much currently doing anyway. But I'm not gonna see myself play through the entire game again now so soon after playing the third again. But anyway, Dark Souls 2, and we both finished it. We both beat every single boss in the game, and like I said, I'm currently doing New Game Plus. Did you start New Game Plus?
No, I haven't.
But you just
I went back just to basically I went back to try to fight the couple bosses, or the three that I didn't, and I wasn't really expecting to. And then when I was done doing that, I just kind of ran around and did some other stuff like got the king's armor. I unlocked the guy that was trapped in the castle, killed him. So, and I'm planning on going around probably just killing a bunch of NPCs before I do New Game Plus.
Alright. Yeah, I haven't actually let him go. I forget the name of the guy though. I think it's Nevlan, I believe the name is.
I think that's right.
And yeah, I did kill an NPC, which is Lycia, the Miracle Woman, and the one who.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
Yeah, because she did the because I didn't realize, because I actually I was playing it there the other day. I entered her the room, and it said the crushed ice stairs, and I was like, what the fuck's this? And then I checked it out. I was like, oh right, you can invade the world of the traitor, which is her, and kill her. That's pretty much what I did then, because it's kind of something a bit like the track in Dark Souls, where you invade his world and for invade the world of the guilty by killing him then.
But she was never locked up.
Yeah.
Like he was.
Yeah, but she didn't go and kill any NPCs or anything like that now.
Nope.
Far as I know. that's just one of the things as well. Though I don't think there was. I think there wasn't doesn't seem to be any free any NPCs. I think Nevlin might kill someone. I don't know, but in terms
He
of
sends you on assassination quests,
yeah, but in
but
terms of
I don't think he actually kills any NPCs.
yeah, but yeah, in terms of other ones like NPCs, like there wasn't seem to be any in this game that was like Lautrec or like oh fuck, what's his name? Vin, I forget. I have to keep looking this up now. The guy in the first game who you free
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Tower of the Tree, and if you leave him be in the
he
hub
just
world,
starts killing everybody in the Nexus.
yeah, in the Nexus, he pretty much goes on a killing rampage and kills all the NPCs unless you kill him, which is not good. So that's probably one of the
Yeah,
things that was missing from this game, pretty much, where you didn't expect like freeing the track and then all of a sudden, oh my god, someone's a sort of
yeah.
vital sort of part of the game's dead or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? Didn't expect this now. And
Right.
you have to go and rescue it though, and that's probably one of the things I missed from Dark Souls 2, because there wasn't anything like that in this game.
Mhm.
Whereas like something unexpected happened, and he's like, how the hell? What am I supposed to do now? What are your thoughts?
I guess I don't mind that part of it. I kind of assumed that guy that was locked up would be bad, so I just kind of left him there. I didn't bother with him until after I basically beat the game, and I went back and unlocked him and like talked to him and bought some stuff, and then I killed him.
Yeah, I
So
just left him be though, but like I can't have left him be there now because like I said, I'm starting on my new game plus now, and it's quite different. And thus far though, because as soon as you start the new game, there's new enemies pop up. Like there's actually
like
enemies.
completely new or just ones from different areas?
And there's like black phantoms, like the red colored enemies,
Yeah.
pretty much be at the sort of around the start of the area, in
Oh,
things
okay.
betwixt. And
Okay.
there's more like in also, in how Heidi's Tower of Flame, in the big sort of room, there's like the three of the big knights.
Yeah.
There's like four of them
Okay.
this time, and like there's
Are they
new.
Black Phantoms or are there just four of them?
No, there's four of them, and then like there is
Oh.
black phantoms in certain parts now. There's like two black phantoms outside the the king's door in the forest of the fallen giants. So there's new enemies
Okay.
placed in different places now. So it's probably, and also I believe there's a few bosses sort of have new sort of attack patterns, or when you something happens once you get them down to a certain percentage as well. So you're gonna have some different experiences now, as opposed to like playing through New Game Plus, and the only difference really is enemies are stronger and bosses are stronger, not there, etc. Which is pretty
Okay.
cool. So it's like probably like worth going through again if you want to sort of experience the different enemies and that there.
I heard there's something about there's like more story in New Game Plus. Like you get more of
Right.
the story.
Okay. Yeah, I
Like
think.
new like item descriptions or something or
Yeah, and also like certain bosses as well, you get certain souls. Like I actually believe they're not named the same though, but I believe you get the actual souls of the four lords, in the first game. Like you get Sif's soul and not there, and I think you get Gwyn's soul and something like that there. I
oh
believe.
really?
I believe so. Something
Hmm.
along those lines by killing certain bosses. I believe so. I think I checked that. I could be completely wrong though, but that's what it looked seen, which is pretty cool though as well. So like you're
Huh.
going to get new stuff. You're going to get like new stuff by going through New Game Plus.
Well, I know like if you want to get certain spells, you either have to get really far in Covenants or you have to find them in New Game Plus.
Yeah,
Because I want to try and get the achievements for getting like all of the miracles and like the hexes, and some of them I was looking at them. It's like you have to either be rank 2 or 3 in some Covenant, or you have to find it in New Game Plus or in like New Game Plus Plus. It's like crazy.
really. There's not. There's like there's none in New Game Plus Plus.
Yeah, some of them you can't get until like the third time through.
Oh, that sucks.
Like Wrath of the Gods, which is like the most powerful miracle. Reward for reaching rank 2 in Blue Sentinels Covenant, or purchase from Chancellor Welliger New Game Plus Plus.
Yeah, that's the guy in Dragley
So basically,
Castle.
rank 2 is like of that covenant is like PvP focused, basically.
Yeah,
Pretty much all of them are PvP except for what the
sunlight.
sunlight one,
Ours are the sun.
right, and then the dark, whatever the dark covenant one was.
Yeah, I forget what it was called. Yeah, that's the one I pretty much got the achievement in for the ranking the achievement because it was pretty much the
Pilgrims,
easiest one to
Pilgrims
do.
of the Dark.
Yeah, Pilgrims of the Dark. That's it. Yeah, that's the easy. Just had to do the 3 chasms of dark chasms of old and
Yeah,
beat Dark Lurker. Um, which was like, yeah, that's pretty much done. How much of the achievements have you got though? Because I think I've gotten all of I've got pretty much all the achievements bar to all the sort of learn the pyromancies, and I got all the gestures ones. Out of like I don't
I
know.
got that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was unexpected when it came up. I'd still have to get the pyromancies, hexes, and spells, etc. And the two is like the Ben Hart, the Ben Hart one, and the Citadel. You have to sort of
Those are hard.
yeah, because you pretty much have to talk to them, and also you have to summon them for all of the fights that you can summon them with, and they have to survive.
Yeah, which is like almost impossible
Yeah,
because you can't heal them, and their AI is terrible.
yeah. So basically,
And I did summon them at like every boss fight I could.
yeah, that would probably be impossible for me to do in New Game Plus, especially once the enemies are stronger, the bosses are stronger now. So I might just go back and do a new game in it and try to go through it again and just try to get those last 2. But I'm happy enough with all the achievements I've got. Like, it's 31 out of 38. So that's pretty much I've gotten every other achievement. Have you the same?
I'm loading up my profile here to look at my achievements. But I know. Did you ever reach rank 3 in a Covenant?
The Pilgrims of the O. That's the only one I did.
Oh, that's right, the Dark. Okay,
Yeah.
I did that with the Heirs to the Sun, so I could get the Sunlight Spear.
Yeah, which I heard is a very good miracle.
It's good, but it takes up 2 slots, and you only get like 4 or 5 casts. So
yeah, unless you equip the Southern Ritual Band.
yeah, or some other like equipment, like there's a Sainthood that will increase your spell slots, or there's a Hexer's Hood, and there's like a Witch Hat. So there's several different things that'll increase your spell slots.
Yeah, I always used the 3, so I always just tuned it up to the 3. So I had like the Great Lightning Spear for 1 slot, and then like 2 Lightning Spear slots. So I had like 20 odd Lightning Spheres, and then just the 8 Great Lightning Spears, and that helped me for the most part anyway. Especially towards some of the later areas when I fucking definitely needed some range stuff. So I did. But anyway, we were getting to.
Okay, I got 26 out of 38. I have 660 out of 1,000.
Okay. So you missed a few then. Like, did you go back to the map in the mansion?
Yep, but the guy was never there, even though I talked to him. So I think there's some bug there or something.
Right. Okay. Because I know you get achievement from him by when you defeat all the bosses and go back to him after defeating the Chandra.
Yeah, he never showed up, and I went back to the place where he first was, and he was never there. So I don't know what happened. He must have like died when I left or something. I don't know.
Was he ever there at the mansion?
No, never.
He never,
I talked to him in the cave, and then I went there, and then I died when I fought the skeleton. Like I killed him, and then I died at the same time. So I don't know if that could be the reason.
Oh,
then I went back and I recovered my souls, and then he was just never there.
Nah.
I kept on checking, every so often to see if he would show up.
Yeah, something must have happened near.
So some bug. But yeah, I'm looking at the achievement list, and I have all of them that are non-secret, except for like master all of the magic stuff, and then there's one for earning all the achievements, and then there's a bunch of secret ones.
Yeah, that's the other one I have to get.
7 secret ones.
Yeah, that's
I haven't gotten.
Get all the achievements as well. Yeah, that's it's pretty much the ones. That's those the 7 I need to get. I think the get all the spells and that, the 2 NPC ones, and get all the achievements. Which is possible though, but again,
Take a while.
Take a while indeed. And those NPC ones are not gonna be fucking easy. unless you're like really strong, you can just take an enemy down, boss down in like no time. But yeah,
Yeah, that's tough.
let's get going now with sort of what we started with now. Like, what was your build and sort of your early goings experience through the game?
So I started as a bandit class because they had the highest dexterity. Because I wanted to use a bow, and I wanted to use like dexterity weapons such as like katanas and like the scythes and stuff. And I did have pretty good luck using the bow for a while, although I was stuck with like just the short bow for a long time. I never really found a good dexterity weapon. Like a lot of them required strength, or they scaled better with strength. So eventually, I think once I got to the what's her name, the traitor, Letitia or whatever.
Licia, Licia,
Licia.
Lisa.
Once I got to her, I saw all the different sorcerer, miracles that she had. I kind of wanted to try out lightning spear, and of course that required 22 faith. So I started putting in points into faith and into dex at the same time. So I was still using, I think what the hell did I start out with? I was using that Hide Knight sword, that electric sword, for quite a while.
I used it for a long time.
I got to a point where it just wasn't doing enough damage, and I even had it upgraded to like, I don't know. I guess I didn't upgrade it all the way. I had it up to like +5 or +4 or something.
Yeah, I fully upgraded it +10. That's where I got the achievement.
I think it was Earthen Peak when it was like I was just not having luck with it, and I decided to just focus on faith and lightning spear stuff. So for a while I was using. I was mostly doing melee, but then whenever I had the chance to use ranged, I was either use a bow or I would use the few faith spells I had, which was like emit force. It kind of like shoots out like a shockwave. It's not very strong, but it staggers the enemies. So I would use that, and I only had so many casts at first. And then the heal spell is really helpful too, especially when you start out and early on you only have a couple of Estus flasks and a few life gems. So that was helpful at first. But yeah, I got to a point where I got 22 faith, I think is what it was for lightning spear, just the basic one, and I tried it out, and I was really happy with how that worked. I really liked the damage and the range on it. And I actually started watching the Epic Name Bro, his videos on YouTube. He's one of the guys that wrote the strategy guide.
Yeah, he's like one of the renowned Dark Souls
right at the very beginning, he mentioned that the binoculars are really good for using magic at a range, because you can use the binoculars in like your left hand, and then use like a magic attack in your right hand, and wherever you aim, like if you're aiming in the middle of the screen while you have the binoculars equipped, that's where your magic will go.
Oh man, that would have been Oh man, that was very helpful.
So I was using that like most of the time, and it was really cool.
If I actually knew that for the fucking Shrine of Amana part, that part would have been easy for me then.
For that part, I mostly used the bow, but occasionally I would do that with the lightning spear too.
Because trying to fucking aim with I didn't even know about that, because trying to aim the fucking lightning spear to fire at those fucking maidens was a nuisance.
Yeah,
because you had to be fucking close to as hell in order to lock onto them. And I was like, okay, that's no point, because they're going to get fucking hit by it.
Yeah, if you use the binoculars, that's really, really helpful. So
I
recommend trying it out. Just putting it in like your
never
offhand.
knew that. If I fucking knew that before though, I never knew about that. That was actually very helpful. If I knew about that, that probably made that part in Shrine of Amana a lot more easier for me.
Whenever I saw an enemy, I would just snipe him with my binoculars and my lightning spears. I eventually, I started out being shield and sword pretty much, and then eventually I started to be like pure range, and I'd only use melee if I absolutely had to. And I ended up using a Falcoin, just like the regular Falcoin, and I upgraded all the way to 10. It had some pretty good bleed damage, but bleeding doesn't seem to be really a big problem in this game for the NPCs at least. Maybe in PvP, but I like the way I like the damage on that, and I like the attack move patterns. So that's the sword that I stuck with. But eventually, I got to a point where I wanted to respec my skills because I had put like a whole bunch into Dex, and I just wasn't really using, Dex weapons much because I was using all pretty much Faith. So I took all my points out into Dex up until I think the Felcoin requires like, I don't know, 12 Dex, I think is what it was. And then like 9 Strength or vice versa or whatever. So I left, just a few points into Dex and a few points into Strength just so I could use like a certain shield. I had I think the Royal Kite shield, which is one of the few lightweight shields that has 100% physical damage reduction. So I put them all. I put all those points. Yeah, I was using that for a long time, but then I switched to the Royal Kite because that only required 12 Strength, and I think the Drangleic is 16 Strength.
Right.
And actually, I think the Royal Kite one has more like magic or fire resistance or something. So I put all those points into Faith, and then I really started focusing on getting like Great Lightning Spear and then like Sunlight Spear. So much that I used those Skeptic Spice things to lower the requirements.
Yeah, that's what I did for the Great Lightning Spear because it was like 42, and I was already like 30 odd at the 30 odd.
Yeah, I wasted a couple on that, or maybe it was that one. There's a spell, a miracle you can get that will heal you and like your nearby allies, because I wanted to try and use that to heal the NPCs when I summon them, and that doesn't work.
Ah, it sucks.
So I wasted a bunch of those Skeptic Spices on that, and then I used the few I had left on Sunlight Spear to lower that down to like, I don't know, 50 or so.
I think it actually requires 50.
I think it's 52.
Maybe, yeah, probably is. But yeah, it's pretty high anyway. Like I actually, like I said, also got it's a Dragon's Chime you get. I forget what you get.
Yep, that's an S rank with Faith.
Yeah.
So I started, once I had that, I've just taken killing everything really easily.
Yeah, I like to equip it though, but it's like 50 requirement though, and I'm only like 37, I think I am. 38.
I'm trying to see where.
But I equipped the Priest Chime and fully upgraded it, and it still does pretty good damage though, because I think it's one of the better, as far as I know, one of the better Miracle Faith weapons.
Actually used a few different weapons for my Faith. Like I started out with a Priest Chime for a little while, but then I got the Idol's Chime, and I used that for quite a while. And then I found a Witch Tree branch or something like that, which had like a B ranks in scaling, I believe. And then later on, I was fighting some witches in the Undead Crypt, and they dropped like this witch staff that allows you to cast hexes, spells, and Faith.
Right.
Or miracles, not Faith. So I was using that for quite a while. Even though like the scaling wasn't as good on the Faith, but I could switch between hexes and sorcery. So what it ended up doing is after I had like a ton of points into Faith, then I started putting points into Intelligence so I could use hexes and sorceries. I think I'm level 171 or so now, and I have 40 Intelligence and then like 50-ish, 50 odd Faith, and then I have 40 Attunement. So those are the stats that I ended up focusing on.
I've never used any sorcery or hexes in the game whatsoever. I've seen videos for people using sorceries, and it seems to be like some of the bosses just go down way easy if you have like really powerful sorceries.
Yeah, there's one that's like Soul Geyser. It requires like 62 or something like that. It's like massive, and I don't have that yet. I mean, I have the spell, but I don't have the intelligence required to use it. And I do have a bunch of those sorcerer spices or whatever to lower it, so I'll probably do that and try that out. But yeah, I haven't really had too much luck with the sorcerer spells. I do like one of them, like the Heavy Soul Arrow is pretty good. And actually I like the Dark Orb, which is one of the hexes. You can cast that really fast and actually staggers enemies. I like that one. But yeah, I really like the miracles more than the hexes or the sorceries that I've tried anyway.
Yeah, Faith, like those lightning spears is pretty much kind of like the only ones I really used in the
I had never used Faith much in either Demon Souls or Dark Souls. I did put some points into Demon Souls only so that I could use Second Chance and the one that lets you like warp back to the Nexus, whatever that one was. I forget. That's pretty much all I
Evacuate was it?
used. I think that might have been it. Yeah. And I think I had heal or something, some basic one like that, but I never had it up more than like maybe 18 at the most. Definitely no attacking miracles. So yeah, I really enjoyed using lightning spears and stuff. It's really fun. It's like just it looks really cool, and it's they're pretty powerful too.
Yeah,
Of
it's
course, the problem is my character's pretty squishy. It's kind of like a glass cannon, so I can only take like if I'm not blocking, I can only take like 1 or 2 hits and I'm down.
yeah,
Probably 2 hits and then I'm dead.
yeah, but you're probably more like agile because you're not probably not wearing
Yep.
heavy armor.
Yep. So I was wearing like those lion mage
Yeah, the Lion Mage robes.
robes.
Yeah, because it
Like
increases
pretty
your
much once I got those, I pretty much wore those exclusively. So it increases your casting speed.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
so yeah, towards the end, I ended up being really agile, like really focusing on like dodging attacks, which I really didn't do in Dark Souls 1 at all, and then maybe a little bit in Demon Souls. But yeah, it's definitely each character that I've played has kind of been kind of different in all the games. Dark Souls 1, I was just all strength and endurance, melee, and then Demon Souls, I went pure sorcery, magic. And then Dark Souls 2, I started with Dex, and then I ended up kind of shifting into a faith build. So yeah, it's kind of neat trying out all the different abilities and stuff in the games.
yeah. That's just the great thing about these games, though, is the fact that you can sort of tune the character to your sort of own specifics. So, like, you can go pure strength, pure dexterity. You could just go like pure tank. Just go in and just wreck fields up and
Yep.
take bunch of damage if you can, and or also be more agile. Just shoot with bows and or just use magic and just take enemies from afar though. And that's like why people love replaying these games over and over again, just see how their experiences are different with every like each the different builds, which is like cool and all.
Part of the reason that I switched to a mostly ranged class is due to my issue, one of the issues I have with the game. But I'll save that until we talk about that.
Oh, okay, right, no
Why
problem.
don't you go ahead and talk about your build?
I think I just went with the warrior because I think that was the one that had like a shortened shield at the start. Because knight I think just didn't have that at the start, if I can remember.
Yeah,
Now.
Knight just has a sword.
Just had a sword now. That was just like I just sort of went with the standard though, those shortened shield, and I pretty much I kind of was sort of spreading it throughout all over the kind of place. So I was mostly focusing on sort of dexterity and strength though at the sort of start though. But then I recall you talking about on Twitter about whole faith, like the lightning spear was great and all, and it's yeah, what, I'm gonna try it out myself and see how it is, and it helped a bunch though, just increased my faith then, and I kind of went with mostly a strength, dex, and then kind of faith build at the end though, because I was using sort of weapons that kind of required some strength and dexterity though, and like had some good maybe C or B, bit like ranking boost, and um I was using I used the high knight sword for a good long time now because I fully increased it though, and some of the enemies were kind of weak though against them though. I think one of the areas though where it wasn't really doing a whole lot of damage though, where it kind of maybe hit a bit of a hurdle, was against the the guys in where you got the lion mage robes, those lion guys.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which what the fuck's the name of the place? The Shaded Ruins. That's pretty much kind of where they kind of hit a barrier with it. We wasn't doing a whole lot of damage though, and then I used I think that's probably when I started using it. I think because I got the Black Knight halberd there, I believe, and I started building it though, and that's kind of the sort of weapon I kind of used mainly for the rest of the game. That I kind of went back with the High Knight sword and that, and then the Priest Chime, because I fully upgraded as well, because I think it went up to A ranking with the lightning, A rank boost, so it did, and it did pretty much great damage for me anyway. Usually take most enemies out in a couple of hits, especially some of the ones that took a lot more, um, things though. And
Hmm.
yeah, I kind of spread throughout though, kind of put points into sort of everything though, and build up my adaptability up to 20 though, and build up most of the other stuff. I think the one I put in least is pretty much intelligence or intellect. It's kind of the one I put in least
Hmm.
though. We put like a few points into it though, but most of the other ones but mostly focused on strength, dexterity, and faith. And I
Did you
pretty
have to put a
much,
lot into endurance?
uh, I think yeah, a bit a chunk. It's like in the 20s anyway, I
Okay.
think, or low 20s though.
It
Because
seemed like you didn't really get much at all for putting points into endurance. You only get like 2 per point, and it's like that's
yeah,
not really worth
stamina.
it.
It's not really. Yeah, that was the problem though, especially. It just wasn't really worth it though at the end.
Yeah.
Like either one as well, especially as well. Less of his figure. You also got like two hit points, no matter what
Hmm.
stat you increased. Less of his figure where you increased like it'll increase up a bunch as well. So, but yeah, that's kind of one thing though. Like I think I was 160. No, I'm at the moment. It's 150 something odd. I think when I finished the game. That's kind of like I
Okay.
was my high when I finished the game and beat the final boss. So, but yeah, the build I had was pretty good anyway. Though, like I didn't really have huge trouble now where I spent absolute ages on a boss or a certain area. Now though, like there were certain parts of the game that sort of hindered me a little now, but it wasn't to the point of like I spent a good couple of hours doing this part or fighting this boss. Now more so like in the first game where on Orlando, the fucking archers bit, I spent a good hour trying to get past that point where you did like in your first go or something, I believe, or a couple of goes, because I think I helped you out there or something, I forget. And also the Four Kings
Yeah, that was like you went up first, and then I think you took one archer out, and then
died, I
either
think.
killed the second one and then died, or you died before you killed the second one. I can't remember. And I just like kind of walked up, and I didn't have too much of an issue.
Yeah,
I probably just got lucky.
yeah. Like, yeah, it was like, I think there's certain parts people find that easy though, but that was just the problem that annoyed me though, and also the Four Kings. It's probably because like the build I probably had wasn't doing a whole lot of damage to them though, where you did like first go, it was like, yep, fuck you.
What was that? Was I using the Gravelord sword then, or was I using the great? I was either using the Gravelord sword or the Great Knight, Black Knight Great Axe. It must have been the Great Axe.
Yeah,
But yeah, I beat them on my first time, which we talked about before. But
yeah, still annoyed with that. I never beaten the first go.
and then well, when you were talking about on Twitter about the Dark Lurker, like I was like, oh great, this is probably gonna be some super hard boss. I was expecting to die when I got to it, and then I beat it in my first try. I was like, okay, that wasn't hard at all.
Yeah, I just because I got to though, because I was like fucking a bit
So
of a hard. It was like hard trying to get there, fighting like the
I
phantoms.
just sniped them all, so I had no
Yeah,
trouble.
you
I
probably had
had
an
well
easy
using the
time to
binoculars and
yeah.
sniping them.
But like I didn't have like a bow. I used like a bow like a couple of times though, but not like much throughout in the
Hmm.
game though. But yeah, because I was like doing the lightning spear and like the melee and fighting some of those like phantoms, including Havel or Havel in the last one, which
Yeah,
is
the Dark Spirit Havel.
yeah, who fucking still packs a bloody wallop if you get hit. And yeah, that's because did that one there last. Like that's the one I had. Like I kept down a few times there. I was like, "Yep, I'm going. I'm not doing this one." And then I did the other two and did them first go, and then went back to the last one and then did it again. Did that one first time when I went back and then fought Dark Lurker and lasted all of like 5 seconds because he hit me with this sword and it was hitting me, damaging me though because it was like probably dark. The shield I was having wasn't like dark protected though.
Hmm.
But yeah, and I got killed again. Then I went down again after going through the second area. I went through the second. I decided to choose the second one because it was the easiest in my opinion. Did go through again and then just got killed again, but after doing a bit of damage and then did it the third time though. He's not necessarily a very difficult boss though once you actually figure out his weakness like Faith. It's pretty much hitting him with the lightning spear or maybe the
I
sunlight
think I
spear.
was over leveled for that too.
Yeah, I think I was probably over leveled as
Because
well.
the bosses in this game aren't like they don't scale to your level or anything.
Yeah,
Um,
especially like when you get to the last bosses, especially, it's like a fucking walk in the park. It's like might as well fucking.
yeah. Although I got cursed by those whatever the hell she shot out at the end there. I got cursed by the one of those things.
Oh, like the.
But I beat her in my first try though.
I didn't.
But yeah, Dark
Unfortunately.
Lurker went down in 4 hits with Sunlight Spear.
Right. I
Like
think I
I
pretty
hit it
much.
3 times and then it split into 2, and I was like, oh crap! And then I shot Lightning Spear or Sunlight Spear at one of them, and then they both went down. So I was like, oh, I must have hit the real one, not the fake one.
No, I think it didn't. I think it damaged either of them anyway. I believe.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I think it took me just all the great lightning spears I had to destroy it. That was like 8 or so, and that was it. So still pretty good anyway. But
oh, you only get 8 Lightning Spears with your Great Lightning Spears.
great lightning spears. But I didn't have any of the rings
I
equipped now.
get 24 with my 40 attunement and then my Hexer's, either the Hexer's Hood or the Saint Hood.
Oh, the great lightning spears.
Yeah, you get 24 of those.
Oh, nice.
Oh, because I had 2 copies of it, that's why.
Yeah, I actually never got the other one. I forget where it's at now. I want to go back and get it though because that would have been
I can't
been
remember.
42. So I would have had to put it down as well, which I did, but I didn't have enough skeptic spices left. We had like a couple because of fucking
Did you ever reallocate or like respec your character?
No, I never did though because I probably would have ended up doing so if I had like a really hard time, like with that ancient dragon.
It's actually really neat how it works because when you do it, it shows you what your stats were before you change them. So you always know like what strength did I have or what faith did I have. It like keeps track of that. So it basically what it does is there's a column like all red and it has like the stats you were before you reallocated them, and then
Okay.
it just gives you like every point for every level, and you just start pumping in points to whatever categories you want.
Okay.
So the categories that you increase will be green, and then the ones that you just decrease or leave alone will be red. It's kind of neat how it works. I thought for sure there'd be an achievement. That's kind of why I did it, partly, and then I also wanted to focus on faith too. So, but I don't think there was an achievement for it. So
Nah, there wasn't though. But like you have to use it's a soul fascial, I believe the item's called.
yeah, I had like 4 of them, so I was like, well, shit, I might as well.
Yeah, might as well. Though I got 3 of them. I think it was 3 or 4. So I tried them
Yeah.
out there. So yeah. But yeah, that was our builds though. I I I don't think I really had a huge, really difficult time with this game now as opposed to like Dark Souls. Maybe because of the fact as well that I just went back and played through Dark Souls earlier this year and Demon Souls, so that was probably the reason why I didn't really have like such a really hard time with this game. Like sure, there was some parts that are still bit difficult and tricky now, but it wasn't to the point like mentioned earlier that I spent a good couple of hours on this part. Like most of like majority of the bosses in this game, with the exception of a few, I did pretty much on like my first or second go.
Mhm.
Maybe because the fact is like some of the lightning spear did a good a ton of damage in most of them. It was very few of the bosses didn't really do that much damage, like the smelter demon, for starters,
Yeah.
which
God,
is
that
like
sucked.
that's pretty much the only boss apart from the Berserker, the first one, which like the one in his actual boss room. They're the only 2 ones in the game that I had to summon someone for help. But the thing is, I never actually tried the Berserker for myself though. Um, in this boss room myself, I just went, yeah, I'm just gonna. I heard about this boss, so I didn't even bother training myself. Oh, I'm just gonna summon a few people and took him down easily enough. And then Smelter Demon I had to because I was just getting wiped because I was doing no fucking damage to him whatsoever though. Like I was probably barely getting a quarter or a third of his energy off before he'd fucking get his flipping flaming sword out and just wreck me.
Yeah, I didn't. I definitely did not do a lot of damage to him. Or the Rotten. He was pretty tough too.
Yeah, it took me a few goes as well, but I ended up just unequipping all my stuff and just having my like sword and shield, like the shield and that there, and just basically, because I was just thinking, I just need to run around and sort of avoid his long swings and just avoid not fucking getting knocked into the fire.
Well, yeah, that was the problem, is those fire pits.
Yeah, there was a few times I got knocked in. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm dead. So I just basically just unequipped myself and just did it in my pants. But yeah, what did you think now? Did you feel the same way, whereas like, because you played through Dark Souls and Demon Souls, you didn't really have a huge difficult time with this one?
I suppose that helped, yeah. And, well, yeah, I definitely didn't have much of a problem with any part of the game except for the Ancient Dragon and Vendrick, and that's pretty much it. I guess because I summon people like at pretty much every boss fight. Not everyone, but almost everyone. And like those two you couldn't. Well, you could summon for Ancient Dragon, but it was almost useless because the way that fight works is like you need to bait him into certain attacks in order for it to work properly. And if you have two people there, he's gonna focus, either on one or the other, and it's just gonna mess up the patterns.
Because it's so fucking huge.
Yeah, because of his fire breath that he jumps up in the air or flies up in the air and shoots his fire breath down on the ground, and all the strategies that I've seen except for one say, run for the tail as soon as he jumps up in the air, run for the tail, but that just doesn't work because it's too hard to predict, like when he can turn around in the midair.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, because it could be like one time, like the tail will be there, like you're running toward it, and then when he jumps up again, the tail will probably might go 45 degrees. So it'll be okay, I can reach that, no problem. And other times I can go 90, 100, like just flip around. It's like, okay, how am I supposed to get over there? I'm dead.
And then he's so huge, you have to like use up all your stamina just to like get to the end of his tail.
You have to be fucking at his fucking tail, or else you're dead.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing is there was one video that I found where the guy said, "Don't go for the tail, just run away, like from the front of him, like run away as far as you can, like to the very edge." And so that's what I would do. I would bait his like fire attack, where he would just shoot the fire straight out in front of him.
Yeah.
Then I would just stand to the right while he was doing that and throw like no more than 2 lightning spears at him. Then he would jump up in the air and do his, fire breathing from above attack, and I would run away as far as I could, like the opposite direction, not towards the tail, but the other way. And like I'd get so far away that like there was no way the fire could hit me, And that worked. That works very, very well. Like don't listen to anybody that says go to the tail, because that just doesn't work.
Yeah, like
even if you're a melee character, you can still run away, run up and like bait his just fire attack like straight ahead, and then go to the right of him and like get on his neck, or like attack his his toes or his feet or whatever in the front. Just attack him like once or twice. That's all you can do, and then you got to run away because he's gonna do his jumping up in the air fire attack.
Yeah.
But before that, I was just dying like right away, immediately, practically. Every time I tried to go towards the tail, it just didn't work.
Yeah, that's pretty much the strategy I seen as well. And like, cause like, keep getting, cause like, fucking gay. Like, there was a guy I looked up that he did pretty much kill the dragon with like no health, like zero, like like a tiny. You could pretty much there was no bar whatsoever, and he beat him.
Yeah, it didn't matter because
fuck did he
you can only die in one hit anyway.
Yeah, but like, how the hell did he do that though? Like sometimes. Because sometimes when I got killed, like, how did he get me? It seemed that I was safe, but no, you have to be. It's like a very small window. Like, you have to be bang on timing to run to the tail, or else if you're just like a split second too late, you're gonna get killed if you just run towards the tail. And I just found out, there's a shield that you can get that blocks pretty much his fire attack. It drains all your stamina though, but it pretty much blocks his attack. You can block it, and I found out I was over the Gurm Great Shield, the one back in the Door of Vows. I didn't get it yet, so I went back there and fought a few enemies, and took maybe about 10-15 minutes to get one. Went back, did that. I think I died like a couplet, like maybe once or twice, so, and then did it again, and I was like, that's much easier now, because once you figure out the strategy, it's not that difficult a boss.
But if you don't have enough strength, you can't use that shield.
Yeah, like I had like 31 strength at the time. No, you need 32 strength to equip it though, but I had like 30 or 31 at the time, so I was like, yeah, just level up a bit here. But like if I had like 20 odd strength, and I'd probably be like, oh fuck this. I'd probably just try to do that running away then.
Yeah, so that was the toughest boss for me. But now that I know like how to beat him, it's easy.
Yeah.
The second toughest boss was probably Vendrick, and that's really only because you need 5 Soul of the Giants to destroy all of his armor. Otherwise, even if there's 1 Soul of a Giant missing, if you only have 4 out of the 5, then he has double armor. If you have 3, then he has what, like 4 times armor, I think, or 6 times or something.
I think it starts with
It
30.
keeps going
I
up,
think he starts
all the way up to 32.
Yeah, 32 he starts with, and then it's like 16, then 8, then 4, then 2, and like
Yeah.
0 then.
So I had 4 Souls of a Giant, and then I tried to fight him several times, and I just wasn't doing enough damage. Like, it didn't matter what I was using, I just wasn't doing that much damage. And I could only get hit like once or twice, and I would be dead. You got to be really spot on with your dodging for him. At least, I don't know, I didn't really try blocking much. It didn't seem to work.
I just strafed
all
to
your
the right of
stamina.
him though, pretty much though. Sometimes I might jump away and might have to like block his shield though, but like, cause that's how I had Gurm Great Shield. It pretty much did, blocked it well though. But yeah,
That's what I ended up doing, but he'd always do his sweep attack, where he'd like swipe his sword from like left to right and cover almost, it's like a 180-degree swing,
yeah.
pretty much. You have to roll. I rolled under that all the time. That's how I got really good at it, basically. From dying enough and fighting him enough, I got good at that. So by the time I finally beat the Ancient Dragon, went back to Vendrick, I took him out of my first try, and that was easy that time.
Yeah, like
So I was actually doing good damage too.
Yeah, I used to say I had 4 of the 5 souls. I was getting killed by the Ancient Dragon. I was like, I'm just gonna try and Vandrick and see how he is. And then it's like, yeah, I took a good bit of damage off him, but then he got killed. And then like going to kill like either when I killed the Ancient Dragon, I came back and killed him in the first. So it only took me 2 times to kill him though. I actually found him pretty easy, to be honest though, because all I did was just strafe to the right and just for the most part he like usually avoid the sweeping attack. Sometimes I might have to block or roll under him or something though, but he's not like he doesn't have.
He's not too bad as long as you have 5 Souls of a Giant.
Yeah, but like, yeah, he does attack though. Like you sort of stay close to him though, because I think he does have a ranged attack if you like be far away from him. I think he has like an orb attack or something, which he never did once when I fought him.
Yeah, and the problem is if you don't have all the souls, you do just so little damage. I mean, it's possible to beat him, but you can't screw up like at all. Like at least for my character build, I couldn't, because I could only take 2 hits and I'd be dead. So if I screwed up once, and then tried to heal, and then he killed me while I was healing, that was it.
I think that's what happened though when he killed me the first time. I think I was healing and he got me.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I've died one too many times doing that against bosses and enemies. So when I was just healing and then like bang, because sometimes it took so effing long to heal. And I was like, yep.
Yeah, that's one of the changes that about this game that I didn't like as much.
Yeah, because you have to put the stuff in adaptability though, but it seemed to be to a point where it didn't really matter then putting points into it though, because it just seemed to be at the same speed anyway. It's just okay, I'm just still reviving.
Yeah, it's only like milliseconds faster.
Yeah, it's like not even worth putting any points more into it though. So
I think I had like 16 or 18 adaptability.
I think I had like 20 to 22 or something like that.
Okay.
So I did. But
so eventually I learned that I could only, if I got hit once, I couldn't heal immediately. I would have to wait until like I had an opening to heal. Which in like Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls, you could just pretty much heal whenever.
Yeah.
Because you could heal twice in a row, like in the first Dark Souls, you could use Estus flasks like 2 or 3 times in a row. You just keep hitting the button and you just like take big gulps of it. Otherwise, in Demon Souls, you had your various levels of the grass that you could eat.
Yeah.
That it would heal more, so you just switch to like one of the higher ones, and your health would go up like immediately, practically. Now it didn't.
Yeah.
In Dark Souls 2, it's like slow.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Yeah, that was one of the things that sort of that definitely changed the whole healing aspect of this game, though,
Yep.
which made probably sort of tried to balance things out opposed to like the sort of other stuff that was changed in the game. Like I don't know. I'm just wondering what your thoughts on like in Dark Souls now where you get to a certain point in the game where you're allowed to fast travel. It's pretty much like around halfway through the game. You get the Lord Vest.
Hmm.
It's like okay, I can fast travel now to certain bonfires now. Whereas in this one, of course, you pretty much are able to fast travel to any bonfire you activate throughout the game whatsoever. What
Yeah.
did you think about that?
I liked it, but I think it took away from the game a little bit. Like I kind of lost the sense of like all the world being connected because I would just fast travel all the time.
Yeah,
You know? Because like in Dark Souls, you got so used to where to go like go to certain areas, but here you just don't have to.
yeah,
I mean, I suppose if you really wanted to, you could purposely avoid warping, but what's the point?
yeah. That
I think they kind of had to do that because it's so big. There's so many levels and there's so many bosses that they kind of have to let you warp, wherever.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's just so many areas in this game. There's like loads of bosses. There's like I think it's a much bigger game in terms of like areas and that there and bosses in Dark Souls now, which might be a bit of a detriment as well because of that. It's just used to
I think it is. I think it takes away from it
yeah,
because there's just so many bosses. You just get sick of them at a certain point, and there's so many levels.
yeah.
And some of them are kind of short.
But yeah, but the
Like the
majority,
areas aren't
some of
very
the
big.
bosses are like optional anyway. Like you don't have to go and kill the ancient dragon. You don't have to actually go
No.
kill Fendrick. You just get his king's ring to actually access the final area. But like if you want to get achievements and the like, then you can. You don't have to kill Smelter Dame. You don't have to kill the flippin' Rat King authority and some of those bosses. But like I like to do them anyway because
I think you have to get the Covenant, though, right?
yeah, you have to kill to get the Covenant. Yeah, but that's the only reason though. But in terms of like actually progress through the game, you don't really need to.
I suppose, but if there's a boss, you want to fight him.
Yeah, of course. That's why I want to go and fight all the bosses in the game because I enjoy playing this game. I just really didn't want it to end anyway. Like I just enjoyed playing the game that much and just wanted to beat every boss in
Yeah.
the game and I did that now. Like it took Dark Lurker was the last boss I beat. Um, but yeah, I found most of the bosses in the game I found like to be pretty easy, I guess. Like some of them I just found like some of them like I did still got hit and all that there, but it wasn't to the point of like oh my god this boss is impossible. Like for me, the Smelter Demon is like yeah I have to summon people though because I was doing no damage to this whatsoever though I had to end up summoning people for it though and I think there was a few other people that felt the same way. They had to like Patrick Klepek had to end up summoning people for it because he was having a hard time as well and that, like I said, that and the Basura are the only bosses in the game that I summoned people with and pretty much soloed all the other ones. And of course, there's a few that you pretty much have to do on your own now. Like you have to fight Dark Lurker on your own because you have to go through those dark chasms by yourself though.
Mhm.
But I faced every other one solo though because I just wanted to do it that way. Like I'm not gonna condemn anyone for summoning people but like that's pretty much to me that's sort of just like a right I'm having trouble with this boss solo now okay I'm going to summon people now and also I think the summoning in this the co-op in this is a lot more enjoyable and it's a lot more fluid than it is in the first game because it was back to dedicated servers now whereas the first Dark Souls pretty much was peer to peer and it was a lot more simpler for me and you to join even though we didn't really play a whole lot together though but it was easier like, because like if we tried to play Dark Souls together on the 360 as opposed to the PC, it'd be a fucking hard time trying to join together.
Mhm.
So it would be, but like of course we played on the PC and we used that mod that helped us join together easier though. But unfortunately it fucked up your resolution. So
Yeah, I don't know what. I have no idea what caused that.
yeah, I'd still get like don't know if it was because of your laptop or something now or because like I
uh,
had the mod as
I have
well
no
and
idea.
I had much more mods than you on, but like I have a better PC though. But I had mods on and that there, and nothing really effed up my resolution or anything like that now. So I don't know what the really trouble was.
Yeah, so that was the reason that I played most of the game by myself, because we were gonna play it. Because I didn't really like the game at first, but I wanted to give it another chance and say like, okay, I'll play with Darren and see how it goes. Because I had rented Dark Souls 1 like way back, and I had played it for like a half hour, an hour, and I just didn't like it at all, and I returned it. And then like when everybody started streaming the game, and like Giant Bomb did their like Vinny's playthrough, and I kind of wanted to try it again, and it was gonna be me, you, and and Dennis playing it all together, but we all bought it. Well, I bought it on PC, and then because it was like $6, and then Dennis bought it too. But he just, I don't know. I think because of the mod, he had some issues and he
Yeah,
didn't play
like
it.
I had the mods as well. Like yeah, it's like you have to need the DS fix in order to sort of fix the resolution and that there. That's kind of that's the essential mod to have for your PC, and like
Yeah.
the connectivity one as well. But
Yep.
for some reason it just crashed for him every time he started the
Yeah.
game. And like I don't know
So we
why
ended
that,
up.
because we pretty much have similar computers.
I don't know. I mean, I had problems too. They were different, but I had problems. So.
Yeah. So I just don't
So we
understand
played a
that.
little bit together, and then eventually it just wouldn't. We just were having a lot of trouble, so I just kept on going by myself, and I kind of got to understand how the game worked, and really started to enjoy it. And pretty much played that game solo like the whole way, except for like the couple bosses that you helped me with.
Yeah, I think helped you with Ornstein and Smell.
Ornstein and Small, which I needed help with. I'd never even tried the Moonlight Butterfly or Sif by myself, but those were the only ones I had played co-op with on that game.
And then yeah.
And Demon Souls 1, I just soloed the whole thing. I didn't even summon anybody or anything.
Yeah, that's the same way I did the thing, yeah. Like I
In
actually
this game, oh, go ahead.
no, yeah, that's the thing as well. It's not to the like not really as far as you like you didn't really enjoy the game. Like that's kind of was some what similar with me with Demon Souls where I imported Demon Souls. I got the US version when it came
Mm-hmm.
out in States because I didn't expect it to actually ever be released here. But
Because it was an
eventually,
Atlas
yeah,
published game.
it was published by Atlas, and we know how long they take to get over here. We still
Like you
don't.
don't
We
even
still
have
we still don't have a fucking release date.
SMT4.
We still don't have a release date for Shin Megami Tensei 4, and that game's coming up a year in July.
Yep.
So yeah, that's I fucking like that's another fucking rant for another day. To be honest,
Yeah.
just sick of death with fucking yeah. Persona 5 will come out in PS3 and then
Probably like 2016 or something there.
yeah. But luckily it'll be region free. Unless they
Oh,
decide
okay.
to do the same fucking thing what they did with Persona 4 Arena, where it was region locked, where we had to wait for that version.
Oh.
Oh, it came out in, what was it, September or August 2012. We had to wait till like May, or April or May, I think it was 2013.
Huh.
Yeah, so there you go. What the fuck was it? Oh yeah, Demon Souls. I got it when it came out here, and I played like a bit of it though, and it's like yeah, I like this, so it's good. I'm enjoying it though, but then I just sort of stopped playing it though. I was just yeah, I'm having a bit of trouble with this game though. Just I enjoy it though, but it's not like clicking with me. I'm not like oh my god this is awesome or anything like that now, and I just
Mm-hmm.
shoved to the side. And I think I tried like maybe another one or two times after that. It's like nah, just get to a point where I just got stuck or just couldn't be bothered playing through it though. And then I got Dark Souls when it came out, and I don't know why, but just something once I played that game, it just clicked. I just found it like yeah, this is a lot more streamlined than Demon Souls. I just felt a lot more not like accessible in a way. A lot of stuff that I think maybe I had trouble with Demon Souls, though I just find to be more easier to use and out there in Dark Souls, and that's why I pretty much played really just got into that game. Like I pretty much played that game throughout October when it came out and just absolutely loved it. Like I'm not one of those experts now as opposed to epic name bro and not there, but I still think that game is one of the greatest games ever made and one of the greatest games of the generation.
Yeah, it's a really good game, definitely. What I was gonna say about the co-op stuff in Dark Souls 2, I pretty much summon people like at just about every boss fight, because I enjoyed it. I didn't do any in Demon Souls, and we only tried it like 3 times pretty much in Dark Souls
I
1. And
helped people out though, and like I went back and did a few bosses. Like I helped people fight like the Belfry Gargoyles like several times, and helped them fight like some other bosses like the Lost Sinner and Felstad and out there. And I
mhm.
just enjoyed doing that. I just enjoyed helping other people out though and fight things though. Some of them are crap though. Like the was one I went back to Lost Bastille, put my summon sign outside the Ruined Sentinels room, got summoned, went to the door. The guy got killed in like 10 seconds. I was like, yeah, that was a
Yeah,
waste
that
of time.
happens. Yeah. Um, yeah, I summon people and I put my sign down to fight the bosses. Usually, what I would do is I would put my sign down before I go into my boss fight and kind of get an idea of how the boss works.
Right.
As a white phantom, and then I do that a few times until I beat it with other people, and then sometimes I just had fun doing it and just kept on doing it. I really got into the gestures because I never used those in either game, and just doing all the after I'd collect them, I'd use the new gesture for a while, except for the ones that are PvP. I didn't use those, but like the waving and the praise the sun and like the bowing and stuff. It just
Yeah,
kind of
that's what I did as well.
it's kind of fun because it takes out all of like the assholes and like little kids who are just jerks on the internet, and you're only restricted to what you can do in the game, you know.
Yeah, like bad. Like
Um,
yeah, thank you very much for helping me out here and stuff like that. Just sort of
yeah,
courtesy.
yeah. It was just kind of fun. I don't know. I just kind of really enjoyed that aspect of it because I never experienced it in the previous 2 games. Just playing with random people and using all these gestures and stuff is just it's just kind of neat. So yeah, pretty much every boss fight I summoned somebody for, or I would put my sign down and play with other people. Um, I don't know. I don't want to go through the entire list of boss fights, but there were several where I did solo them. Like the Pursuer, the second one, the Pursuer, I soloed myself, kind of because I couldn't summon anybody.
Well, yeah, the Smelter
So
Demon Room one.
yeah, that one,
I did the
the
first
second
go.
second fight.
I went back to it, did the first go.
Um, that one was once you kind of figured out its pattern, that was pretty easy.
I got
I think that was the point in the game where I kind of figured out like, okay, you can only hit him like once, and if you get hit yourself, you can't heal right away. You gotta wait. Like that's when I kind of started to learn that, I guess.
yeah.
It took me a while
That's
to beat him, but I eventually did by myself, and that it is definitely satisfying to beat a boss by yourself. But I don't like the people who put down the other people who summon people. Like they I don't know. It just seems like people are insulting other people who summon
There is people out
people
there
like that,
like
and it's
sort of
just
purists. It's like, oh, you're just summoning other people. You're a weakling. You're just a quote unquote cheater or something like that. It's like it's part of the game. Like there's people who love just co-oping with people though. They don't care if they do it solo or not though, and I don't care. Like if you want to co-op with people, that's your taste. Like, but I just prefer to do the solo though, unless I had to summon other people though. I just want to feel that way. But like I said, I'm not going to condone people for acting that way. You like to co-op and summon with co-op with people and summon other people and fight bosses and that there. That's dead on. That's just the way you want to play.
yeah. I can really it really feels like that, especially on Twitter when people are talking about fighting the bosses. It seems like there's this feeling that if you summon people, you're like a poor player or something, or you're doing it wrong or whatever. And I don't feel like that at all. I think it's really fun. And
Yeah.
if you want to solo them, that's fine. But there's nothing wrong with playing with other people because it's in the game. It's part of the game. It's like it's PvP is a part of a game. You don't have to play PvP. And if you don't play PvP, that doesn't make you any less of a player. So I don't know. I just don't appreciate that attitude.
Yeah. I never would really focus on doing PvP in this game. It's not big. I prefer to co-op any day of the week. Like you have to do PvP once you get invaded though, but that was it. Or if you got
Yeah.
summoned in that fucking area, the Great
Yeah,
Ascent.
those are my least favorite areas. The Belfry Towers, and then the Rat King Covenant area.
Yeah, the Grave of Saints and the Door of Pharaohs. The two. That's the two
I did
different
not
areas.
like those at all.
Yeah.
Because they forced you into PvP.
Yeah. Like I was in.
And like every experience that I have with PvP is pretty much people are like purposely setting you up so that they can win. You know?
Pretty much.
It's not like a fair fight.
Yeah.
Really ever.
I just usually die anyway. I just couldn't care less. Like if I want to focus on PvP, I'll just try to make my build good, and you have to. But I just couldn't care. Like I just rather co-op.
So a few times when I get invaded, I was like, well, I'm just gonna jump off a cliff. Fuck you. You won't give me the satisfaction.
I just try to fight them anyway though. But like most of the time, I just.
Whenever I had the opportunity, I would do that.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I actually did get.
But yeah, the Belfry Tower with the gargoyles, that was my least favorite game. I hate that area.
Yeah,
like, it took me a while to figure out what was going on.
Yeah,
I was like, what the hell is going on? Why am I getting invaded here all the time?
Yeah,
and then sometimes you'd get invaded by 2 or 3 people. I was like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way I could beat these people.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I walked in as well. I was like, invaded by X so and so. It's like, well, I'm getting invaded now, and then I seen them. They were like orange. It's like, oh right, what's this about? And then I got invaded by someone else in that first part. It's like, oh fuck, there's 2 of them now. Shit, I'm dead.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I realized, oh wait, this is a covenant you can join where you basically invade people who are not a part of the covenant. Pretty much kind of like the Forest, Darkroot Basin / Garden, whatever in Dark Souls, where if you're part of the Forest Hunter Covenant, whenever they join, I think you have to have the ring on or something.
Yeah.
And whenever someone goes into that area, trespasses into that area, he's getting summoned. That's pretty much the case there. And yeah, I was the only time I got killed. I think was that first one. Every time I got invaded other than that in that area, I killed the guys.
Oh, well,
pretty much. But yeah, the Grave of Saints on the other hand, I got killed all the time except for like one I killed. Because it's pretty much, get someone in this area, and it's pretty much you are so screwed because they can set traps, they can disguise themselves.
Well, and there's enemies in there, you know.
Yeah.
There's NPC enemies.
Yeah. There's enemies, there's traps, and shit like that. It's pretty much you're screwed. They're really at a big advantage because of that. Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of that areas either though, and I just really hate it though, because when I got summoned, it's like, summoned as a Grey Phantom. It's like, what the hell is this about?
I guess I got lucky there, and I only got summoned like twice in each area.
I got summoned.
I had major problems with the bell tower, the first one, really.
Yeah, I got summoned like 3 to 5 times, I think, in each area.
Wow.
So I did, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty annoying. Not just the 2 Rat King areas though, but like I got some. I was like invaded like maybe 3 or 4 times, I think, in the Belfry Tower.
Well, I got invaded like at least 5 times, probably more.
Did you get invaded in the other one, Belfry Soul?
I think only once or maybe twice. I think maybe it was only once, so I didn't have any trouble there. I think it maybe was because of the time of day I was playing, or maybe my level. I don't really know.
I never got invaded there at all. It was just the first one, Luna. But that Belfry Soul one, even Luna though, they're not really that big of areas, so you can pretty much, they're not huge anyway.
No, but for whatever reason, like I would get invaded before I get to the boss fight, and every time for that, the gargoyle, the Belfry Tower one, with the gargoyle boss fight. Until like the couple times I finally got to fight the boss, and I died 2 or 3 times before I finally beat them, and that was actually a kind of a tough fight.
Yeah,
5
I actually
gargoyles.
don't know how I did that first go, because there was like 4 or 5 of them.
There's 5.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was 4 maybe at most for me.
I had all 5 of them on screen at once at the end there. It sucked.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been all of them. I forget, but I think it was 4.
I would try and focus on one, and then I'd throw my lightning spear, and somebody else would get in the way and get hit by it, and I was like, God damn it! So eventually, I had like 4 or 5 of them that all had like super low health, but that's like a huge problem.
Yeah, like I said,
because they're all attacking you.
I don't know. It's like I don't know how. That was just probably one of those ones I just felt, whew. Felt super relieved when I actually did that first.
Yeah,
go.
that was way up for me too. Definitely, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah. And then I went back and just got someone like 3 or 4 times and just beat them then with someone else.
I could never summon anybody in that area. It never worked. I don't know why.
Nah, yeah. That was the thing, and sometimes as well, especially as co-op was a lot easier with those, because the fact is you put your summon sign down, and most times I put my summon sign down, and it was like I got someone like within like a minute or 30 seconds or so. And other times,
Yeah, usually, yeah.
yeah. Well, actually, there just in terms of New Game Plus, I actually just put my summon sign down and helped someone beat the giant.
The last giant?
Yeah, the last giant, yeah. And it was like, we just, I think it was like, just pelted with lightning spears and arrows, and he was just like down in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's what we did with the knight who guards King Vendrick or whatever. I forget what his name is. That's what we did to him. It was really fun.
Yeah. It's awesome though when you go back and sometimes you had such a hard time with this boss, so and then when you co-op with someone, you just basically and then just fucking destroy them.
Yeah.
It just feels so satisfying, especially.
Definitely.
Like you said, the Ancient Dragon and Vendrick were you're pretty much the hardest ones you had. Though, do you have a certain favorite boss you enjoyed fighting?
Oh man, there's so many of them. It's like hard to remember. I guess I would say my favorite environment for a boss fight was the Looking Glass Knight.
I really
like that area.
That boss fight. I just loved the way it looked. It was awesome.
I don't like his design quite as much, but I really like that area a lot.
Yeah, with the like rating down on it though.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah. No, I actually did like that boss fight though, because I just loved the fact though at like certain points of the fight, he just basically put his shield down and like fucking enemy would come out of the shield then and
like a blue phantom or something.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that boss fight though. There's a fact
as far as favorite boss fights, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess overall I don't like the designs of most of the bosses as the previous games.
Yeah.
I kind of like Scorpioness Najka.
Right.
Or like dual scorpion tails. I kind of like her because she reminds me of
Kulag.
Yeah, and I like Kulag.
Yeah, that's definitely she's definitely reminiscent of Kulag and Dark Souls.
I do kind of like Mytha, the Baneful Queen. It's kind of like a Medusa boss.
Yeah.
She's kind of cool.
An Earthen Pick, yeah.
I'm actually looking through the strategy guide, trying to just kind of look at the bosses to be reminded of them.
Did you ever get neat by the Covetous Demon?
Covetous Demon?
Yeah, it's the one. It's the one.
Oh,
the one you get.
The one. That video where Vinny got eaten.
Yeah. And went ape
No,
shit.
I didn't. I heard about it, but I didn't. I purposely tried to stay away as much as I could.
did get eaten though, and that happened to me, and I got killed. And I was like, "Don't fucking tell me he's eating my equipment, and I've lost my equipment." And then I looked in the menu afterwards, and it's like, "Oh, it's there." They just unequipped you, because if that happened, I would have been so effing pissed.
Yeah. That would be like you'd be expecting that pretty much from Dark Souls.
It's like that was definitely something I would have expected from them to do. They just basically fucking troll you and say, "Yeah, you lost your equipment. Well, what are you gonna do now?"
Yeah.
But
I do like the Pursuer a lot. The way he looks, he's cool.
Yeah. I actually got killed there. The first encounter you fight him with when he
I walked up the ladder. I was like, "Oh wait, what is this? Oh shit, I'm dead." Pretty much.
No, the first time when I played through it there, the first time I just sort of blocked him though, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna fight. I can't fight this guy now." And then he just disappeared. He just went back into the ground, just disappeared. It's like, okay. Then when in New Game Plus there, I fought him and I got him down to the last. I just needed one more hit to kill him, and he got me. I was like,
did you get cocky at the end?
No.
Or get greedy? Or you just got you?
I think I was about to heal. No, actually, no. No, he just got me with a fucking stab sword. He had a blue sword. When he stabbed you with a blue sword attack, and pretty much got you there.
Got an unblockable attack, yeah.
Yeah. I was just too close to him. That's what happened. Like, it was like just one hit away from him, though, and would have gotten him. Just really annoyed with that there. And like, it's okay, I can't fight him now. I have to face him in in his boss room. And I think I think you fight him a few more times as well, as opposed to what you fight where you fought him in the first time through.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he comes in another area or two as well. So it is, as opposed to like the
Yeah, I
ones.
guess those are the bosses that I kind of liked.
Yeah, I had to need to look at the bosses as well just to see. Before you, do you have any favorite areas?
Dragon Shrine, what do they call that? Where all the
Dragon
dragons are flying
Eerie,
around.
Dragon Eerie, or Eerie, whatever you pronounce it, and
Yep, and
Dragon
then there's that
Shrine.
area like when you walk out of was it Aldia's Keep? And then there's like that you're overlooking like the sunset or whatever, and like mountains and stuff. That's really cool.
Oh yeah, after you defeat the
I took some
dragon.
pictures of it and put them on my.
Yeah,
Put
I
it on
really did
Twitter.
like that there. I
I like that
actually,
area.
yeah, I love
I actually like the forest a lot too.
which one.
The
There's like a bunch of them in this game.
the one that was in the beta. Let me page to that section of the game. Is it Huntsman's Copse?
Yeah, that's
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Huntsman Cops. Yeah, there's like just
I like that area a lot too because the sky is like really cool looking. It's like got like a green. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what it is. Yep.
There's a
Where
bunch of
the
them.
skeleton lords are in there and the executioner chariot are in there.
Yeah, Education Chairs. Yeah, it's in the Undead Crypt, which I thought was gonna be another area, big area as well though, but it was actually just that boss room, the boss and
Pretty much, yeah.
Covenant was there as well, pretty much. That's pretty
Yeah,
much it.
Huntsman's Copse. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I don't like
I hated the gutter.
Lost Bastille.
I hated the gutter. Not the gutter. Yeah, it was the gutter, wasn't it? No, was it? No,
Was it the one that was all dark?
not that one. The one after, Green Black Gulch, was it?
Harvest Valley
No,
with the poison.
the
'Cause that was
poison.
pretty much
The
optional.
area with the poison areas with fucking shooting start spin.
Oh,
poison things
yeah.
all
The
over.
Gulch or whatever.
Yeah, the Gulch, I think it was called.
Something Gulch. Yeah,
I
that
hated
that
that.
did kind of suck too.
Because
It was really short though.
because thankfully someone said to me on Twitter there was another bonfire there as opposed to just the one.
Yeah, it's hidden.
And he told me about it. I was like, thank fuck for that, because I just hated dying and having to fucking trek through the game with those stupid flipping statues shooting poison at you. And even if you had the poison ring on you, it didn't do jack shit because you still fucking had to get hit twice to get poisoned pretty much.
Yeah.
It was like no point whatsoever. I just like, I just couldn't care less.
Yeah, Black Gulch. That's what.
That's
the
it,
one.
yeah, Black Gulch. Just couldn't stand it though.
And actually, I do really like Drangleic Castle. Like when you're right outside of it for the first time. That's really cool looking. I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
That I
It's
just
like, oh man, this looks like it's Castlevania. I was like, holy shit.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, I don't know why. Like going up to it and sort of traversing through it a bit, it just reminded me of Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess.
Oh, okay.
So it did. I don't know why.
Remind me of Castlevania.
Yeah, but yeah, I can see that as well. I actually don't know why I didn't think of that as well either. But yeah, that was a pretty cool area as well. And
Although those
30.
that fucking room with those stone soldiers and the sentries or whatever. God, I hate that area.
Oh yeah, that's that was the actual first time I actually got officially evaded in the game.
Oh,
That's the first I actually got that far without actually getting actually evaded. Like, because of course I got evaded by in the Belfry
I bet you that'll
Towers.
be a farming spot for invaders
Yeah, I got
because they know people are gonna probably have trouble with all those sentries or whatever the hell you call them.
mhm.
The tall, skinny dudes.
Yeah, Rune Sentinels.
Yeah, that's Sentinels.
Yeah.
Just like how we were constantly getting invaded in Anne Orlando
Yeah.
after the stairs part, like right at that bonfire when we
Yeah.
were trying to go to the boss.
Yeah.
To was it Small and Ornstein, I think, at that point?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, we were getting invaded like all the fucking time.
Yeah. There's definitely going to be points in this game that's going to be fodder for invaders. Like
Well, I guess overall, like I didn't legitimately get invaded except maybe once or twice.
Yeah,
Outside of the like areas where you're pretty much forced into it, I only got invaded like once or twice.
yeah, I was pretty much the same way as well, which is like surprising because there was times where I was pretty much hollow for quite a while. But then like got to the point like I didn't really. It was mostly human though, and maybe like kept that ring on as well, but saved
Mm.
you from losing your humanity and your souls. But they actually got invaded there and back in Forest Giants there and New Game Plus. It's the area where you go up the big like, flipping tree route up to near where the Berserker is,
Oh yeah.
and that's where I got invaded. I was like, yep, that's great. Got killed by him. So yeah. Let's see. Just looking at the bosses here. See old.
I like the Iron Keep because it's good for farming souls. If you're a ranged character,
Yeah, that was
because I
that
just use
was
my binoculars as my lightning spear.
that
And
was
woo woo, kill them all in like 2 hits.
yeah,
All those knights, and then they give you like a lot of souls too.
yeah. Man, there is a lot of fucking.
Oh, that's right. I
bosses.
never got the. There's some chests in there I never got because they were like covered in lava.
Yes, that was one of the things that
It's like,
yeah.
how in the fuck am I supposed to get this? With even with like maximum fire resistance, you still die like in a few seconds.
I think one of them just had a bonfire static anyway, which is like, what's the fucking point?
I did get that, but there was another one inside that room with all like the fire traps.
Right.
I never got that one.
I forget. I don't know. Yeah, I think. Well, I know there was one like that had the human effigy just near a bonfire, which it got, but it died. It's like, yeah,
Yep.
that's easy enough to get, even if you do die.
Yeah.
But there's other ones that's like so far out of the way where you pretty much had to have the most maximum of fire resistance to just run to it and come back. Because there wasn't like a ring like in Dark Souls where the orange charred ring where you have to equip it and the thing just goes down slowly. It's just basically
Yeah,
no matter what,
I
you
don't
have
think
the
there
fire
is.
defense, the flame quartz rings on. It's like, yeah, I'm still losing flipping energy like so quickly. You're dead in like a couple of seconds. The Executioner's Chariot. Now, did you do that there thing in there? Because I actually didn't find that out until later, where you actually can just close the gate and make him crash.
Yeah, I did that.
I actually didn't realize that until you actually
Oh.
afterwards. I actually
Oh,
just
so
sort
you
of
just like shot him while he's just running around?
yeah, and then afterwards he just stopped. I was like, where is he? Because I didn't want to go out and see something that happened. What the hell happened here? Where is he? Then I ran up. I was like, oh wait, he's over there at the hole. The horses are down there, and just killed him then.
Huh.
Did that in a
So
second.
how did you hit him while he's running around?
Pretty much lightning spears.
Oh,
I
wow.
got him no problem. I just sort of
Huh.
lined up to him, hit them when he came right, and then just went back into like the wee groove. Cause I didn't
That
realize.
was kind of a tough because of those necromancers.
Yeah, that was I got killed there, and then I had to do it. I did the second try. Like I said, some of the bosses I either did in my first try or my second try. There's bosses that I was annoyed I didn't do in my first try, like Nishandra. I died because I fucking got hit by the laser or something. I got cursed and lasered by in the same time. It's like yeah,
Oh,
but then I got beat her no problem second try. But yeah, the Throne Watcher and Throne Defender were really easy. I just killed them.
I summoned was Ben Hart and somebody else for that fight.
Right.
Of course, they died at the end, so I was like, oh well, I'm not gonna finish his quest now because actually he survived, I think, in most of the other fights.
Right. Yeah, I got the I got I got that. And, yeah. It says there's 31 bosses in the game overall.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of bosses. And like I said, there's some of them are, optional. Like there's the Royal Rat Authority, which is pretty much the or Great Wrath Sith, as I like to call it, because it's pretty much kind of reminiscent of Great Wolf Sith. Kind of like much like Scorpioness, Naja is like Keelag. The World Rat Authority is pretty much like Sith. So there are certain like bosses are kind of similar to ones in Dark Souls anyway.
That boss fight was tough until I used the There's a faith spell. I think it's called like something appease something. It's like an area of
Solar
effect
Pays,
spell.
is it?
Yeah, it takes a long time to cast, but it does quite a lot of damage. So I would cast that and I'd kill like 15 rats at the same time in like one go, one hit. So I did that to clear him out, and then I focused on the leader of the rats or whatever, and I hit him and like I got him down in like 3 or 4 hits from lightning spears. So I got lucky there.
Yeah, the problem with that boss that I had though, because I was still think using the drag like shield at this time, is like basically every time he pretty much hit me, pretty much my stamina was like nearly drained. So if he actually followed up with a quick attack afterwards or a quick attack or two, I was pretty much going to get hit. Nope.
Hmm.
And I was like, darn it. Um, is there anything else you want to talk about now before we wrap things up?
Um,
Oh
a
yeah,
couple things, yeah.
you want to actually you mentioned earlier about like issues or something. You want to mention something?
Well, I guess like overall, like if you like this one more than Dark Souls 1 or Demon Souls or not. Um, and I like Dark Souls 1 more than this.
I agree.
Partly because I think it's too big. Like this game is too big, and there's too many bosses, and you kind of lose some of the charm. And like when you're warping around all the time, and you don't have that feeling of an interconnected world. I don't like all the changes they made with the combat system. Everything takes a lot longer. Everything's slower. The enemies can like track you easier. Like if they're in the middle of a swing, they can like change direction mid-swing. It seems like when they're attacking you.
I find as well with some of the enemies sometimes they just sort of AI was they just sound very fucking dumb. Like sometimes like they'll go towards me, then all of a sudden they just walk somewhere else. Like those big mommy guys in the Lost Bastille. Like sometimes they're just going straight towards me, and then all of a sudden they just walk past me, and then like.
I think that could. I know if you go like a certain distance away from them, they're kind of like leashed to a certain point, and then they'll just kind of go back.
But like no, he was like coming up towards me and then just past me. It's like
Huh.
as it wasn't like
I don't know.
a certain distance. Like there were certain enemies in out there that just seemed like their AA kind of pattern just seemed to be glitched or something. I don't know. It just seemed to be a bit
I don't know.
dumb, I guess. Like I don't know if you guys like I just encountered that a few times with certain enemies.
I guess I didn't
Notice.
counter that. But that was the changes they made with like the combat and the adaptability stat, and that was kind of what made me go to range partially as well. Besides the fact that I got the lightning spear and I thought it was really cool and I wanted to use it because I didn't really like it as much as I did in Dark Souls 1. It's like it seemed like you had less stamina and like all your attacks took way more stamina than they would in the previous games, and I don't know, it just felt like everything was nerfed pretty much as far as like melee stuff goes. And I had a lot more fun with ranged miracles and sorceries and stuff.
Yeah, because it seemed to be that some of the like I said, some of the bosses were kind of weak against lightning, especially.
But then there were some that were resistant.
Yeah, Smelter Demon, definitely
Right.
resistant. But like I know, like the ancient dragon was weak against lightning now, hence it took a good bit of
It
damage.
didn't seem like it, but
Yeah,
I
but
guess
the
so.
fact is that because he like had the most health in the entire game. He's pretty much has like
Yeah.
twice as much HP as like the next strongest one, pretty much. Like he had like
Yeah.
18,000 or something. And that's why he gives you the most souls as well. You get like 90,000 souls. I think it is from
Yeah, you could have him and Vendrick. You both get like 90,000.
which is pretty cool.
So yeah, I think I don't know if it's all because of the adaptability stat or not, but I really didn't like that change. I do like how there's a lot of options for like armor and like weapons and stuff. There's just tons of different customization options for shields and weapons and armor. I really like that. Though it feels like at the beginning of the game it didn't really work so well for Dex. Maybe it's just because I was picking the wrong weapon. I don't know, but yeah, I think overall I like the first game better.
But you still enjoyed this one nonetheless, though.
Yeah, I
else you
did.
wouldn't have
Yeah,
gone through it though anyway. But
Right. No, I was hooked on it for quite a while there.
yeah, but yeah, I do agree though. Like I still enjoyed this game a lot though. There is some good points about it, but yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from with the whole the way the combat's changed though. Like I wasn't really a big fan as well. Like sometimes just like yeah, I died because I was trying to heal myself and it took too effing long. It just took
Yeah.
just too long to flip and heal and like oh great I got killed. Because they had to it was probably make the thing a bit more strategic where you had to sort of right, I have to wait for this window to open so I can get back from this boss and heal before.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, oh fuck, he's gonna do this attack. Like I think twice the rune sentinels killed me with a jumping attack because I healed. It was in the middle of healing. They did the jumping attack and killed me. I was like, darn it. I think it was twice, and like there was other bosses as well where that happened, where I was in the process of healing and just got killed though because, like I said, it takes too long to heal up. As well, it goes pretty slow because as opposed to what it was back in Dark Souls, where it just pretty much went yo zip.
Yep. Yep. Just made the game that much harder.
But I do like the yeah, I definitely like the armor customization. I also like the fact I think you think you can upgrade every single armor in the game now, as opposed to in the first one where there's certain armor you can upgrade and there's certain armor you couldn't. Like you couldn't upgrade Havel's armor, but you can in this game
Oh yeah.
with the
Okay.
Twinkling
I guess I
Time.
never really noticed that. I guess.
Yeah, but that was one
Oh.
of the things in this game you can do. Like there's like ones like Havel's armor, Smau's armor, something like the boss armor not there in the first game you couldn't
Yeah.
upgrade, but you can upgrade in like most of the armor in this
Oh,
game.
speaking of boss items, I don't think any of them are really good at all that I've experienced. I don't know what you think.
The only one I ever traded was the Dragon Rider for the halberd,
Okay.
and it was probably a waste of time for me to get because it was actually a mixture. It was like a strength. I think it was like dexterity and magic. And like the
Hmm.
fact is, my intelligence was quite low at that point. It's like no point really. And God was like, oh, it's all right, but it's not really worth using because like my intelligence was low, so it wasn't going to do a whole lot of damage anyway. And like plus you have to upgrade it with was a petrified dragon bone, and they just come few and far between as well.
Mhm.
So there's going to be a point where you're going to run out of them though. And like of course as well, like the fact is certain boss items you have to trade to get spells and that as well. So,
Yep.
but yeah,
Yeah, I tried like the gargoyles halberd and then like the flexile sentry sword because those had seemed to have the best scaling with dex because that was when I was using dex or focusing on it. And those weapons were just not really any good, and the rest of them were all like strength focused, so I didn't even bother. Um, and there isn't really any magic items. There's like some spells, yeah, but not any items that are focused on faith or sorceries. So I don't know, that part of it I guess was kind of disappointing, but there's enough. I guess there's enough of a variety of stuff that you can use.
yeah,
I mean, just looking through the guide, there's like tons of stuff that I never even got or saw anywhere. Armor sets and stuff and weapons.
yeah. There is a bunch of enemies I never got either though, or just missed like certain items. Not that I missed completely,
Yep.
which is a shame. But yeah, that's it. I just
So
look.
yeah,
I'm just looking
let's.
here. The Berserker shows up in Draglake Castle's throne room in New Game Plus. There's two
Oh,
of
okay.
them at Draglake Castle's throne room in New Game
Two
Plus.
at the same time.
Apparently,
What? Holy
so
shit!
that is going to be fucking tricky.
Wow.
So yeah, if I ever actually could progress that far, then yeah, I'll try it out and see. But yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, I'm just in the same way though. Like I just really love Dark Souls. Love the whole interconnected world, and I love the fact that you achieve. The fact is like yeah, I got this far, and now you're able to fast travel. Like you achieved it because you persevered through
Yeah.
these challenging parts. And whereas like yeah, you can just fast travel wherever you access a bonfire. It's gonna make it a lot more easier and accessible for a lot more people. I was like yeah,
Mhm.
that kind of yeah, that sort of kind of brought the sort of whole mistake about it though, because they did. It was a mixture, kind of in a way of, like you had your hub world. The Medulla was kind of like a mixture of like the Nexus and the Firelink Shrine, and then you had all
Yeah.
these different paths, and then they had their own different paths, and so that it was a bit way interconnected, but like there was all like loading screens and the like as well behind them, I guess. Like
Well, yeah. Once you unlock the bonfire in the area that had the path that connected to Medulla, there was no point in taking that path anymore.
yeah,
You know.
exactly. But yeah,
So.
I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it though, and I just absolutely love playing through it though. Like put like 60 odd hours into it at the moment though, and probably put some more. And I probably will
Yeah,
play
I
the
think I have around that in mind as well.
I probably will play the PC version. No, probably I'll just probably install and see how it is, but I probably will try it out sometime down the road again, like I did. If there's ever a Dark Souls 3 or some game similar to the Souls series that comes out soon, um, I'll probably do the same thing like I did with Dark Souls, where I played through it again, and then finally got around to finishing Demon Souls overall, and then just went to Dark Souls 2. So I finished all the Dark Souls games this year, all the Souls games, which is the same way with yourself.
What did you think of the graphics and like the frame rate and stuff?
The only thing that the graphics is, it's just screen turn.
Okay.
Like that was the only problem I sort of had. Like I'm not a big oh my god, the fucking screen turn's killing this game for me. I'm not one of those graphic cores now. It's like a little thing like that. Well, it doesn't bother me as much as it does other people. Like I'd rather have a stable frame rate and more than anything. And I think that pretty much got that with this game. I think that I heard the PS3 version is actually worse in terms of frame rate. So it did.
Yeah, I heard
So
that too.
there wasn't any point with this game, and like I didn't notice where the frame rate just died. Like even when you're down in the gutter, where it's
Yeah,
soon.
I never had any issue. Yeah, I didn't have any issues like that. Any like the Blighttown stuff. I never had any kind of issue like that in this game.
No, it was just pretty much. I think it ran smooth throughout though, and there is people out there. It's like, oh, this looks worse than the pre-release footage. Though it doesn't have the whole lighting mechanic anymore. Like there's all these torches, like these I forget what they're called, like where you light the torches on.
Sconces.
Sconces, yeah, that's it. Yeah, where you light them there, because I think the whole lighting thing was going to be a sort of a bigger role than what it actually ended up being, because it had this whole lighting aspect to it though. But since it
Yeah.
sort of put the graphics down and didn't have that anymore in this game, then they pretty much became useless. Like the only sort of
Hmm.
part that it was useful for was
Like the
the gutter,
gutter.
which I actually
Yeah.
didn't use it at all. We like lighted the first few up, and that was
Oh,
it.
I used it whenever I saw one. I would light it
Yeah, and
there.
and then I went through the rest of the area in the dark, which
Yeah,
it wasn't that hard for me, to be honest.
no, that area wasn't as bad as it first looked.
It's like Blighttown's much fucking worse.
Or what, Valley of the Damned or whatever.
Valley of
Demon
Defilement.
Souls. Yeah, Valley of the Defilement. Yeah, that was probably my least favorite area in any of these games. Um, yeah, I think the graphics aren't really as good as I was expecting them to be. They're not really very much better than Dark Souls 1.
There's certain parts of it though.
There's certain parts that are better, yeah,
Like
but I think
some of
overall
the
they're
art
not.
design looks really nice. Like when you go to Majula for the first time, some of the like scenery looks really nice. So, but in terms of
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
But I mean, if and you go like that one area with where you get cursed all the time, and those like where you get those hollow mage robes, that area looks like shit. Like all those textures, like the grass
oh yeah,
texture,
shaded
whatever, on
woods,
those
yeah.
like the really shitty looking polygonal stuff. Like the buildings just look terrible, and it's like, man, this looks terrible. Like I can't believe this comes out. This game came out in 2014. It's like, holy crap. But then some areas look like really really nice, and
Shrine of
I don't know.
Ramana is probably my favorite looking area in the game.
Okay.
I really like.
Aside from those shrine maidens shooting you from super far away.
Yeah, that part to me was like the Anor Londo archers.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose.
It took me.
Yeah.
It just that area between the second and third bonfire was just bloody nuisance for me though. Like the last area especially though, because the one where you can summon this NPC, and there was like there was like two of them close by, and then there was like another two or three, and there's like a few other like night guys over there as well. Like that was the main little flipping hurdle I was trying to get past, and like luckily I had to. Like I had summoned someone there. Like I was like I had to summon someone, and most of the time he was fucking useless, because he'd just go somewhere else and actually bring honorary those things was in the water to me. It's like, yeah, thanks for fucking baiting other enemies to me now. Now I'm gonna have much more trouble.
Actually, I didn't have too much trouble in that area because I would just snipe the
Yeah, because you were
the
using your
maidens.
rage. That's yeah. Because I didn't
There
have
were a couple
any.
times where I didn't see one and I got hit by their attacks, or I would fall into the water. That was like the worst part, actually. It wasn't the shrine maidens or the enemies; it was falling into the water for me.
Yeah, I think I fell
But
out. I think I fell into the water like once or something by accident,
oh.
like into like the hole, and that was it. But yeah,
So that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, we can go into even more detail on certain subjects, but I think that pretty much covers it. I think.
yeah. I think we just talked about some of our experiences anyway, and some of our, some of our experiences. So, like if we tell you, like you said, if we were going on, we can talk another few hours though. But I think this is long enough. How long is this? Is this at the moment?
Hour 40.
Yeah, I think we probably talked long enough on whole Dark Souls. So, but like I said, Dark Souls 2, it's a fantastic game. It's probably my favorite game of the year thus far. Maybe because I haven't really played a whole lot of games from this year thus far. I've kind of been in a bit of a gaming rut lately. Like I haven't really played a whole lot. Like Dark Souls 2, Elder Scrolls Online, and Diablo 3, Reaper Souls are pretty much like the only games I've played over the last few weeks. Um,
I've been playing nothing but Diablo 3 this last week.
yeah, you and Dennis have been on a fucking warpath, it seems, with your
Yeah, I'm
Crusaders.
at like 64, level 64 now, in Act 5 in the
Yeah,
expansion, the Crusader. It's a lot of fun. Just getting loot and, you know, looking at numbers and fighting enemies. I don't know. It's just fun. It's kind of like mindless, like fun.
yeah. Like that's a game that's like not really for the story, it's just more for the gameplay and like the whole looting system though.
Yeah.
Because who
Yeah.
remembers the story in Diablo 3? I don't.
I don't. I remember like little bits and pieces, but that's it.
Yeah, I know like the woman you counter, she like ends up turning into Diablo or whatever the hell. She's like the body or whatever it is. Like that's all I remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't say anything else.
Yeah. We skipped all the cutscenes in the second time through.
Yeah,
So.
because you already know what happened though.
Mm.
I have to go back to playing Diablo 3. Reaper Souls, I still have to go through it with my wizard. But I'm only like level 40 now or something, I think. I forget. But yeah. But yeah, it's Dark Souls 2 in a nutshell.
Would you play another Dark Souls or Demon Souls game?
Fuck hell, yeah.
Okay. I wonder if they're gonna make another one or what they have planned next.
Yeah.
I hope it's not on PS3 or 360. I hope
It'll
it's
have to be
next
have
gen.
to be next gen. It'll have to be current gen, like PS4, Xbox One now,
Yeah,
PC.
I hope so.
It'd have to be now because they're not gonna end up going this way now. Because like there's Borderlands, the pre-sequel coming out on the last gen consoles.
Yeah, I mean Persona 5 is coming out on PS3. It's like, ugh.
But that's the same thing though. Like Persona 4 came out in the PS2 in 2008, and that was like 2 years after the PS4 was already out. PS3 was
PS3,
already
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're kind of usually late games to come out. Persona 6 will come out in the PS4 when the PS5 comes out, so it will be. They're like a couple
We'll
of years
see.
behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dark Souls 2, yeah, I definitely would play another one.
Yeah, I would
that's
too.
an easy yes question. Just fix a few things from this game. Go back to
Mhm.
Dark Souls.
Yeah,
Really.
I mean there was nothing wrong with Dark Souls 1, really.
Yeah. Like I'd play through this game again, no problem though. But Dark Souls is, to me, the thing is, because I just enjoyed that game experience more, and that was like fighting most of the bosses in that game. Some of the harder ones, I just felt a sense of accomplishment. Whereas
Mhm.
like in this game, like sure enough, it was great fighting certain bosses, soloing out there, that was like, yeah, that was easy. This area, that was easy. Got to the bonfire, no problem. Oh, that was easy. Whereas, like, in the first one, it's like, oh man, I just want a fucking bonfire. I got here at last, thank God. Beat this 4 kings at fucking last, thank God.
Yeah.
I beat Gwyn first time, thank God. Didn't beat him second time though. Took me a few tries to do it though, but Magneto first time stays intact.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Derek, for joining me with this Dark Souls 2 round table, I guess, spoiler cast or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Special.
Would probably be having another episode of the normal podcast in a few weeks' time when I'm off, and have one with wrestling with Dennis though. And I'll have to play a lot more games though, because if I don't, then there's no point in me being on. I played so and so for 5 minutes. What have you been playing?
Well, that's pretty much why I wasn't on the last one, is I really only played Dark Souls 2. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I played a few games though, but yeah, it was mostly Dark Souls 2, so hence why that podcast wasn't as long as other ones. But yeah, thank you, Derek.
Yep.
And thank you all for listening to this here. If you haven't already, if you actually haven't played the game, then why the hell are you listening to this unless you're not really alright with spoilers? But if you haven't played it though, go out and play Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 and Demon Souls as well. They're all great games, but Dark Souls 2 is the best one. Whoever thinks otherwise is wrong. Nah, I'm not really saying it. There's people out there like Demon Souls more. There is.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe because it's the first one, but yeah.
Mm.
But it's a good game nonetheless. But anyway, I'll take care of everyone, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.